Oh, okay. This is doable. This is 100% doable. I wish you and I could build a secret hideout in the sewers of Casinopolis.
Absolutely. I
The
think
flickering.
if you've never, if any of our viewers out there haven't seen our still incomplete Let's Play of Minecraft, you gotta go check that out because it's basically the closest we're ever gonna get to building a
We're
secret
work.
layer together.
We're working on. Yeah. Well, in real life, we'll eventually have it.
Yeah.
Oh, not even close,
Oh
Knuckles.
boy, Knuckles. Yeah.
The collision, the way,
You still got it
the
all
way,
the way down, at least.
it really. This is interesting because Knuckles can't even like really. He doesn't have like the torque necessary to climb this hill. Like he'll just eventually run out of speed and freeze. Sonic can crawl his way, or Sonic can climb his way up him, but you have to like crawl in the trash piles of the walls or whatever as Knuckles to get up him.
That is interesting.
Why would there be like 10 stories under a casino like this ever?
For trash. They got a lot of trash.
They dump all the old slot machines and
I love when you get the capsules fast enough and they just start lining up on the screen.
whoa. Yeah, no, it really does. How long is this going to go on? Oh, here we go. This is going to be interesting. I gotta go to bed soon. I think. Checking with myself.
Sure, I would listen to that guy.
When you do this fight as Tails, I've noticed Tails' tail attack immediately shocks him,
Huh.
as if he was
Pushed
hit
into
by. Yeah, so you can just whip the shit out of him in one place, and then you can keep it going if you spam it enough. Even after his health bar is down, you can keep it going for like another 30 seconds of the loop of shocking him and doing like another 6 or 7 hits to him before the game finally gives up and it's a fight.
It's very interesting. Wonder why.
Sonic Adventure just works in a really weird way.
Yeah. The only randomizer I've ever thought about doing before is Super Metroid, but I'm not very confident about that because, like, even though I've played Super Metroid quite a few times, I don't know where all the items are or anything. So it's like,
Oh yeah,
you know, I don't want to get locked into some situation because, like, they hid power bombs at, in some E-tank location
Right.
that I don't know where it is.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I still haven't beaten Super Metroid. I'm close.
Super Metroid's a great game.
Yeah, I need to beat Fusion too. I'm also very close, but the Nightmare is a scary, very difficult boss.
Yes, Nightmare is hard and also scary.
But I figure if I can't beat that guy, then I'll never even have a chance of beating Metroid Dread.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been so long since I played Fusion that I do not know. Woohoo! That I don't know how hard I would find Nightmare now. I've talked to you about Dread before. I didn't find it insanely hard, but like
Right.
But I don't know. You know me. I don't mind sitting down and hammering out like a Mega Man over the course of multiple hours. So maybe Metroid Dread is hard, and I'm just patient.
I don't know.
It's hard.
It's certainly inspired a lot of discourse.
That's true. But ultimately, I think video games should be less accessible, and there should never be an easy mode. Just kidding. Psych.
Get good.
Speaking of get good and easy modes, I'm going to try out Elden Ring. I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna rent it. I'm not gonna buy it, but we'll see.
Take a swing at it.
Yeah, see what happens. That's why I'm reading Berserk right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's been a whole thing recently, obviously.
Yes.
What do I need to do? Oh, I just need to finish the level.
But yeah, I know that Dark Souls and FromSoft takes a lot of stuff from Berserk, but I saw some pictures recently that made it pretty apparent, and I was like, okay, I'll read Berserk. And actually, what's her name on Twitter? Krista?
Yeah.
She was tweeting about how you should read Berserk before you play Elden Ring.
Oh, wow.
You'll get more out of it. And I was like, okay. So I am, and I'll tell you this: it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've heard about Berserk before. Really, I totally just anti-gravity my way out of that one.
And
I'm doing it a second time.
I tweeted this earlier, but it reminds me a lot of Gantz, which is another manga that I read a while back that is both extremely violent and made me uncomfortable a lot. But Berserk has made me more uncomfortable, I think, than Gantz ever did.
Well,
that's okay.
Points to Berserk for being really weird, I suppose.
Yeah, this. I mean, it's just like it's just some dark subject matter, is all. And even when like a manga is just like violent, when a manga is like grotesquely violent, there's something very I don't know how to describe it, but there's something very strange about that to me. Maybe, I don't know, visceral maybe isn't the right word, but I remember the first time I ever saw blood in like a manga, I was like, whoa,
right,
that's effed up.
It hits hard somehow.
It was just like One Piece or something. I don't know, something about it. Maybe it's just that it's all in like black and white. I don't know.
Oh, this is not really randomized. This is just Twinkle Circuit. Fine.
But
I'll light it up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if the medium makes it more visceral, the medium makes it more visceral. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Some stuff hits hard in certain things, I suppose.
Yeah, and maybe there's people out there who think I'm a baby for becoming uncomfortable about Berserk, but I think if you've read it, you probably wouldn't say that. But, maybe you've read more stuff than I have. And another thing is that it's different to read it, and also, like, you see it too in Berserk is another thing that's kind of makes it uncomfortable.
Ooh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those things I've never really read any manga at all. I wanted to check out like I've always wanted to check out like Monkey Punch's like old Lupin the Third manga, but like also like what I like about the character in Lupin the Third sounds like it's pretty absent in the manga, where he's like sort of a horrible rapist guy.
Sure.
As opposed to like a more benevolent character. Mm-hmm. So like maybe I don't want to read that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd recommend Gantz or Berserk as like your first deep dive into manga, but they are both interesting. I think you'd at least like to read the Wikipedia page about Gantz.
Mm-hmm.
It is an interesting story. It's definitely of its time in that it feels like kind of like edgy for the sake of it, because I think Gantz came out in like the early to mid 2000s.
That was the time to be doing it.
And a lot of it does feel very just like, shocking just for the sake of shocking. Like there's...
Am I gonna fight Zero as Gamma?
It's interesting.
No. Okay. This is Big's version of the level. Also, when is this going to stop? I feel like usually this stops after about 10 or so levels. This just keeps going. Anyway, go on.
I was just going to say there's like a scene in Gantz that I actually forgot about that I'm just now remembering.
Okay.
Where
Lord.
I'm gonna try and explain this in as succinctly as possible. But there's a character who dresses up as a foreigner.
It is Amy's version of the level. Anyway, go on.
There's a character who dresses up as a foreigner. And in this, that means they do blackface, which is not great. And then, it's not the worst part, don't worry. And then, they do a mass shooting. And kill a lot of innocent people. And that's one of those things where it's like, this feels like you just did this to get people talking about it.
I'm sure it worked.
I'm sure it did. But it's still an interesting manga.
It always sucks when you have to be like, it's really good. There's a lot of... It's really good. You just have to kind of white knuckle it through a lot of it.
Yeah, and like I said, it's definitely of its time, but it's still an interesting read.
Sure, yeah.
It has a lot of very cool monsters in it, too. I thought the ending, spoilers for the ending of Gantz, was kind of lame, because, like, the whole conceit of Gantz is that, like, these guys die, and then they reappear in this room.
Okay.
And inside the room are other people and a big ball. Eventually, the big ball opens and says, "Hey, everybody in the room, we're gonna play a game where you have to go in and kill a monster, and whoever, if you get this many points, you get to leave. But otherwise, you gotta keep playing the game." And that's basically the conceit of Gantz.
Okay.
And it's interesting. But then in the end, there's just like an alien invasion, and like the main guy from Gantz like kills the aliens, and I don't know. It's sort of a weird way to end the story.
Doesn't really like solve like the mystery of the purgatory situation he was in the first place.
Not really. Like, we learned that Gantz was like, Gantz is the ball. That Gantz was made by scientists or something, but unless I'm just forgetting stuff, I feel like that's about as much as it was explained.
You are watching me just effortlessly cheat my way out of this situation, just out of a sense of spite.
That's okay.
For it throwing me off the edge of a level. I like the randomizer a lot, and it's interesting to work your way through on honest terms, but sometimes, this late at night,
a boy just wants to, complete.
Well, like, get to the center. This is Sonic's final egg. This is a very, like, this one would be a challenge to do.
Right.
Because Sonic's final egg is a very long level. Oh, yeah, I'm going to use that rocket back there. Oh, the camera hates it. But I'm going to try. Ah, stop it, hot dog.
But part of the reason I read Gantz and part of the reason I'm reading Berserk is because I've heard that the anime adaptations of both of those are pretty bad. With the exception of... There's like a 3-part OVA for Berserk that I've heard was good. But the actual series that they did a few years ago was like a 3D anime, and I can tell you it looks very bad, but I've heard that it was also just straight up bad.
Double whammy.
Yeah.
I remember a PS2 game or something from when I was younger called Berserk Sword of Guts Rage. Is that real?
I think there was a Dreamcast Berserk game.
Maybe it's a
PS2.
Maybe it's the Dreamcast.
Let's just find out.
All right, that's an interesting way for Big to deal with this. You know what? His house. I'm just living in it.
There was a Berserk game on PS2. It did not come out here. It was called.
What was it called?
Berserk Millennium Falcon. Oh, sorry. I'll just give you the English name. Berserk Millennium Empire Arc, Chapter of the Holy Demon War.
That's not the one I was thinking of.
Here you go. Its predecessor, Sword of the Berserk, Guts Rage, was released on the Dreamcast.
Okay, I was pretty close.
So, yeah.
Boy, this works wonkily at best.
There's also a Berserk game on the PS4. That's like a Dynasty Warriors Musou style game, but I've also heard that one's not great.
Most of those Musou games, they're, you gotta really do something special to make it good.
I would also say you gotta be in the right, brain zone to enjoy it.
To enjoy a Musou. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Because, we booted up Dragon Quest Heroes before. That was the birth of the Bogwater Boys, actually.
That was the birth of the Bogwater Boys, still on this channel to this day.
Yes, but I when I first got that, I loved that game. I played the crap out of it. But then when we sat down to play it, I was like, this sucks. I don't want to do this.
Oh.
And recently I tried to play, Hyrule Warriors on the Switch.
I'm cheating my way out of this one. Oh, there's a death barrier up top, too.
Oh, that sucks.
That's interesting. I just, for the sake of time, I gotta get to bed pretty soon.
No, same.
We both have work.
We both
Just gonna kind of...
We both have work. We both want to eat big freaking pizzas before we go to bed.
Oh, dude, there's nachos on my stove that I've got to get to.
Oh, that's so exciting for you.
I don't have a choice but to get to them. Holy shit.